You've spent your life being strong, capable, and handling whatever came your way. Stress, you push through. Overwhelmed, you say, I got it. But what if that mindset, the very one that helped you be so successful in your career, is now the thing that's standing in the way of your health and happiness in retirement? As a retirement lifestyle coach, I see this all the time. We believe that we should be able to handle it all, but stress is real and it doesn't go away just because you retire. So let's talk about why it's so hard for us to recognize and manage stress and the 4 essential steps to actually taking care of yourself. Hi, I'm Monica Primo, founder of Encore Life Coaching. I help accomplished professionals like you design a retirement that's fulfilling, vibrant, and truly aligned with who they are. And I'll be honest, I've been there with the stress. I'm someone who's always prided myself on handling things, being strong, being capable. And this past year, I learned firsthand how hard it is when the stress builds up and how easy it is to ignore, and then how hard it is to ask for help. So let's break this down together. The first step in managing the stress is recognizing that you're stressed. It sounds simple, but it's not. We're so used to pushing through that we don't even realize when we're running on empty until we're forced to stop. For me, that moment came this past year during our whirlwind move from Texas to Georgia. My husband had just had back surgery. I was in the end of my coach certification program and we were moving. So I was juggling everything, the moving boxes, my coursework, the final exams. And I learned about my health crisis just as we were about to board the plane to Georgia. And that's when I knew I couldn't do it all. And I had to speak up. So the second step is to give yourself permission to step back. And this is the hardest part because stepping back can feel like weakness. But here's the thing. When we finally say, I need a break or I need help, people don't shame us. They say, good for you. How can I help? Or I wish I could do that. And I felt this just before Christmas this past year. I was worn out. Even though I loved the holidays, I was grateful to be close to my kids. I felt perpetually behind with my work. And I knew I needed a break. I needed to stop. So I took 10 days off between Christmas and New Year. And I had to give myself permission to take a break. I mean, after all, it's my company, it's my call. But giving yourself permission to take a break isn't always that easy. But it was exactly what I needed. I needed that time off. And that break gave me the time to think and sit. And I honestly had a couple breakthroughs and realizations and mindset shifts that I needed to get back on the horse in January. So I started the new year newly inspired and energized precisely because I had taken that break. I got more done in January than I ever would if I had kept pushing on through. The third step is to realize what you need, recognize it. And here's where it gets tricky. Because if you're used to handling everything on your own, it's hard to even know what you need. During this Christmas break, I knew what I needed. I just needed to be. I needed time and space to think, to journal, to rest, and do whatever the hell I wanted to do. I didn't know what that was. And this was a little hard for my husband because he wanted to spend the break with me. But he also knew that what I really needed was time by myself. So he gave it to me. Maybe you need sun and surf and some time on the beach. Maybe you need sleep. Most of us need far more sleep than we allow ourselves to get. And sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Maybe you need someone to listen and just while you vent. I even have a pity party mug that I use when I feel that way. Whatever it is, tap into what is it that would make me feel relieved, restored, re-energized, and go for that. And then step 4 is to ask for help. And this is the biggest one. Asking for help is tough, especially when you're used to being the one providing help, right? You're the one that other people rely on. But the truth is, we all need support. And for me, this was a huge learning curve. I wasn't used to asking for help, so I didn't even know how to ask for help or what kind of help I needed when my health crisis hit. I didn't share the news with many friends and family. And so when they asked how they could help, sometimes I just said, I don't know, just check in on me. And it wasn't until my friend Elizabeth, who's a nurse and a dear friend of mine, she knew what I needed before I did. She said, I'm going to call you every week this month and check on you. She knew that I needed the emotional support getting through my journey. And I didn't know that. And not only did she call me, but she didn't let me escape the fact that I needed that emotional support. I dismissed it. It's fine. I've got it. I'm fine. Other people have things worse than I do. But that didn't mean that I also didn't need support and that I wasn't also going on this emotional journey with my health. So she was the one who helped me see that and didn't let me neglect my own emotional needs. And if you're not accustomed to asking for help, it might be uncomfortable. You're going to have to ask anyway. I did. Have the conversation. Asking gets easier, and you get better with practice and with honesty. Be honest with yourself and be honest with your loved ones. They're the ones who are going to help you. So now I'm more likely to ask for the help that I need before it gets to crisis level. And that's what happened at Christmas. I knew what I needed and I asked before, even though I was worn out. So let's recap the 4 steps. The first is to recognize that you're stressed. The second, to give yourself permission to pull back. The third, to recognize what you need. And the fourth, to ask for help. Here's the thing. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. You can't be fully present for yourself and the people that you love if you're running on empty. And retirement isn't about just getting through. This is your time to flourish. So this is exactly what we focus on in my Encore Life by Design program. Learning how to listen to yourself, giving yourself permission to pause, and to build a life where your well-being comes first. So here's my challenge for you. I want you to stop. Let's just take a deep breath and ask yourself, does any of this resonate with me? And if it does, think about one small thing you can do today to ease your stress. Maybe it's saying no to something. Maybe it's having 5 minutes of quiet. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to take care of you. And if this message spoke to you, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Remember, life is a journey, and whatever happens is part of the adventure. So embrace the adventure and take good care of yourself along the way. Until next time.